Just before this video begins, I just wanted to say, Avada Kedavra, you're dead. Alright, on with the video. Oh, what was that about, you might ask? Well, that's a little something called a lack of tension. Something just happens without any build-up. I had an unrelated line going into this video, and then I immediately murdered you with Avada Kedavra, and you died. Great. That's how the story ends, right? Isn't that fantastic? Well, believe it or not, something very similar to that is happening with our Pokemon Sword and Shield. The Pokemon Company has put more emphasis on sending out weird, old-dated memes, or weird Reddit memes, rather than advertising their game. And, well, they're advertising everything but. Every once in a while they'll put up a trailer or something, but we're not getting anything really exclusive from Pokemon's Twitter. And so, I'm beginning to think maybe they should have a separate Twitter, one just for the games, and one for the trading card game, one for their merchandise, one for their anime, because when it's all like this and it's just this huge hodgepodge, it's very hard to actually find what you're looking for. Like, I'm scrolling through a bunch of random Pokemon, in fact, look at this. They're just memeing it up, but they're not really putting any effort into advertising the games. Like, sure, they tell you things that happen in the trailer, but we don't get anything new from their Twitter. And the trailers, for some reason, are getting farther and farther apart, and they're showing us less and less with every new trailer. Like, the most recent one, we got 2 new Pokemon and the ability to camp. And that was basically it. That's pretty underwhelming in comparison to, say, Galarian Forms, which, by the way, we haven't learned any new ones since. And I'm not saying they should overwhelm us with information either. We don't want everything in the game to be spoiled, but we want to know what we're getting ourselves into. If you bother to show us 2 Galarian Forms, show us a couple more, but don't show us all of them. We want to know, like, did you actually put more effort into this game than we initially thought? Because what you showed us at E3 was absolutely appalling. And you're showing us more and more features now that you're doing to improve it, but you're not building on those features by the looks of it. For all we know, Weezing and Obstagoon, and Linoone and Zigzagoon, could be the only Galarian forms in the game. What I'm saying is maybe you should be focusing on one thing at a time on your Twitter, or have a separate Twitter for each thing, because for those of us who are waiting for game news or anime news, we don't really care about the TCG. You know what I'm saying? We already have the information you're regurgitating back at us in every separate tweet from the trailers. We already know this, so now you're just filling our inboxes with your mini advertisements, which are not advertising anything new. And so this is actually a pretty bad practice, because now you're just going to get the people who are following you really angry because you've just filled their friggin' feed with stuff they already know. And look at this, their YouTube. They have anime, 1 trailer for the games, Pokemon Masters, anime, TCG, 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 more trading card game, Pokemon Worlds, all the TCG and video game championship stuff, sure. And then we have 1 very short trailer just shows off battle stuff for Pokemon Sword and Shield, but nothing new, like no new Pokemon. It confirms that Gastrodon and Arcanine are in the game, and Rotom, but and we got a couple new abilities, but we didn't get any more Galarian Forms, or we didn't learn basically anything about the world we're going to be playing in, just stuff that you care about if you're a competitive player, and that's nice, but it's still not exactly what we need. And then, look at this, it's just mostly the TCG stuff on this channel, and the anime, when they could be using this as like a prime time spot to be showing off the games we're actually waiting for. It's mostly, it takes it back seat this year, whereas Gen 7 was in the forefront of this channel. It was a new trailer every week, and it was like really hyped up. Now, Pokemon Sword and Shields, it really seems to me that they don't care to advertise the game. Like, they put a lot of effort in these trailers, sure, but they're really short and they don't show us very much anymore, and that's not a bad thing. We don't want to see too much, but we still got to see something that makes us want to buy the game. And this isn't Game Freak's fault, this is the Pokemon Company. I want to stress this like an absolute T. The Pokemon Company won't give Game Freak a bigger team to develop these games, even if they are moving to a console now, because they use the games as an excuse to release a new generation for the anime to build off of, and the anime sells the TCG, and the games sell the TCG, and the TCG sells the merchandise. Like, if you come in here looking for a Sword and Shield trailer, if you look at that one for the UK Prepare for Battle in Pokemon Sword and Shield, you're gonna look right past that, because it's just amongst a clout of just TCG and World Championship stuff. You're gonna absolutely miss that and just keep scrolling down. Here's what I'm thinking, and this would even generate more revenue for them, so why wouldn't they do this? They make more channels. They make one for the TCG, a hub one, which would be this one, which is where they compile everything, one for the VGC, and the games, so game news, one for Pokemon Go, get that off of here, and one for the anime, and boom, problem solved. Everything is all wrapped up in a nice little bow. And just do the exact same thing for Twitter, your Instagram, or whatever the crap else you're on, because you're Pokemon, you want to spread your outreach as far as you can via networking. And don't go into a trailer that you've already posted for people to watch, and then take snippets from it, and just paste everything individually, because that's not generating hype, that's just annoying people. Okay, I take it back. They showed off the league cards here, which are nice, but apart from that, we've gotten basically nothing new on this Twitter. Seriously. The amount of cringe on this Twitter makes me want to bury myself in a hole where I can never have to see it again. See, advertising things is a delicate balancing act, and I don't think Pokemon understands that. Game Freak certainly does, but they don't have a say in how advertising works. And Game Freak already has their own can of worms because they split up the development team to work on Town, Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, and Pokemon Sword and Shield. That is cutting your friggin' entire task force into thirds. And even Town was advertised pretty poorly because the only thing we had from it was a demo screenshot for like the longest time, and its name was just Town. Now it's Small Town Hero or something like that. Fact is, we are only now just learning how that game plays, and it's essentially a modified Fire Emblem clone. Except you don't go to different maps, you just stay in the town. Yay. And even when you do get involved in like actual combat, it's just kind of like Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories with the card system, except it's with different attacks. Yay. Still, things could be much worse. We could get no trailers between now and the release. We could get no E3 trailer. We could get no trailers at all between announcement and release. And it would just be giving us Pandora's box. Here you go. At least this way they're showing us the bad and the good. Things they're working on, like the models and textures of certain areas. You might have seen some of the backgrounds, like in the icy area, they've been changed during battle. The trees in the wild area have been updated very slightly, but they look a little bit better. And some game mechanics have been changed. Dynamaxing, I believe, now lasts... No, it still lasts 3 turns. I don't know where I'm dying. Yeah, I don't know why I thought differently. It's never been announced. I think I might have just dreamed that and thought it was reality. That happens to me sometimes. Ignore me, I'm a ghost. Wait, I said that in the last video. Ignore me, I'm Pac-Man. See, I think with Sword and Shield, they learned a mistake from Pokemon Sun and Moon where they advertised too much, and then Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon they advertised nothing at all except for a couple of new snippets. They advertised the new Ultra Beasts and the Mantine surfing, and they spoiled the Rainbow Rocket thing, which would have been a nice surprise to find at the end of the game, but, you know, Game Freak couldn't keep their mouth shut about that, and they just had to let everyone know early. I mean, it was the whole reason most people bought the game, so I guess. But, and they overhyped Ultra Megapolis, because that was just a hallway. But apart from that, we got basically nothing. Very, very key to note, though, in Sun and Moon, they spoiled everything. Even indirectly. They indirectly called Lucimine the main villain, and it was terrible. Oh. Oh no, my webpage died. Perfect time for an outro, then. How do you think Pokemon is handling the advertising of Pokemon Sword and Shield? Do you think they're giving us too much or too little? Let me know down below. Let me know what, kind of your quick fix that you would put in place. And I hope to see you beautiful people in the next video. Oh yeah, like and subscribe if you want to. That's also pretty cool, low-key. Okay, have a nice day.
Oh no! I want a totally cool place to hang out with cool people and just be silly and talk about Pokemon and memes and stuff. But wherever could I do such a thing?
Boy, or girl, I don't differentiate. You're all the mishmash. We're all the human race. Or are we? Regardless, I have a solution for you. My Discord is down below in the description box of death. Feel free to stop in and say hi and just chillax with us for a while. We'll be happy to have you. Until then, have yourself a fantastic day and remember, blame Cap. Bye!